Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Sword and Cross Tarot. Today is January 9th, 2025, 1:16 p.m. Welcome to my channel. Haters, users, abusers. Those going through grief, tower moments, Kundalini Awakening, and or seeking answers. Let's get in a reading. All right, we're just going to do we're going to do and of course, as always, welcome supporters. We're going to do a general shuffle through reading. On all of the corruption. Folks that targeted you. Folks that tried to portray you in a different light. Folks that committed crimes. Folks that were worried about diminishing your image so their skeletons wouldn't be seen. All right, let's get in it. Palo Santo are cards with a little holy wood. So, I'm not sure what we are going to name this reading yet. We'll see. We're just going to go with the flow. Lord, I ask that you bring down that divine white light and let it flow through me as you gave it to me. As I lay cards and speak truth known to my knowledge. All right, let's see what we have. And, for all those that are watching, although I get no views, I know you're still watching. And that was part of figuring out what was happening, knowing all I had to do was turn the camera on to do the reading. I never even had to post it because you were seeing it. All right? There was a lot of corruption that went on here. All right, we have the Four of Earth. Some of that corruption had to do with certain people making sure they could hold on to their own funds. We have the Three of Earth, had to do with contracts. What else do you have for us? So if there was someone coming at you, targeting you, we have the Seven of Earth. They wanted to make sure you couldn't shine, you couldn't be seen, so there was no growth. Kind of like people contradicting themselves and saying, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. But yet, they clap back and twist everything you say because they can't handle the heat. Oh, and for the lady, when I mentioned the black SUV who twisted it and did her little reading, that this was a couple I was targeting, I see you one, I'll raise you one, clapping back at you, bitch. All right, moving on. Because it's not hard to see, your next reading after that was to pit a Capricorn that would have been ignorant enough to believe it, that I is targeting her schooling. And as I have stated before, regardless of the abuse, regardless of the theft, regardless of what was done, the con artist things, no one targeted this woman's income. Maybe I should have called the Social Security office. I don't think they'd be too happy to know you're receiving a check on a kid you're beating in the head. You don't have to like me. I'm not asking you to. The entire time, I have stood up for what is right and stood in truth. All right, next we have Ace of Fire. Had to do with someone's new beginning. So we have Four of Earth, some folks that were worried about their coins. We have Three of Earth, folks that were worried about their contracts. We have Seven of Earth, folks that were worried about someone shining. And this is not just in YouTube. This is in community as well. Contracts, money, con artists, thieving, forgery, BS. And then we have the Ace of Fire, someone's new beginning. All right, moving on. Moving on. You know what I call this? A lot of crappy souls with insecurities. All right, kind of like saying person's having a tower moment because they give you a cussing when they're not really having any kind of tower moment. They're doing just fine, eating steaks, paying bills. But, when you got to twist it to make it sound better for yourself and your insecurities, You know, maybe you're a little heavy on the hoof. Maybe you are, whatever your insecurities are. A lot of folks out here saying they're lifting people up, but they're not. They're trying to pit people against each other. So let's get in it. As far as your own community in your own town, let's get in it. We had a lot of folks worried about money, contracts, someone coming ahead because they had and was rolling into a new beginning. We have the Seven of Air on that Four of Pentacles. So someone, there's a con artist in the group somewhere. And in my community, it's probably quite a few. We have the Seven of Air on that Four of Earth. Someone did something behind the scenes they thought they got away with that had to do with your money, their money, or keeping their money. Possibly not being seen for how they tried to control your money. Moving on. We had the Three of Earth, contract. Like I said, guys, I do plan on doing some singing. I do plan on, like I said from the beginning, it wasn't hard to see what was happening here. One, there are things that happen in my home that you would have never known unless you flipped a camera. Or if there was a camera in my home, and possibly both. There are things you would have never known unless family, friends, foes, and con artists paid you. Say this, say that. And that would be con artists in YouTube, family, friends, and con artists in the community. Woo-wee! A lot of demonic souls here that couldn't take the heat but refused to get out of the kitchen. So they thought they would target you to make you look crazy. Because they didn't want anyone else to see your character and who you truly were. Woo-wee! That's a lot of demonic souls. That's a lot of people got a lot of karma coming, baby. All right. Moving on. Next, we had that Three of Earth. Contracts. Contracts. Truth will come out. Some folks are going to face karma. Some folks are going to face divine judgment. Some folks are going to face judicial judgment. All right, and we have the Six of Air on the bottom. Somebody's moving on to calmer waters. All right, what else do we have? We have a lot of people that tried to say you were crazy, yet get right out here on platforms and show their craziness. But they wanted to twist it and turn it around to make sure you look crazier. Because they don't know your character. They don't know you're a character that loves to make people laugh. They don't know you're a character that has a backbone, baby, straight from God. They don't know you're a character that has a heart and soul straight from God. They were more worried about putting you in hermit mode, securing their money. All right. They didn't want the public to see who they were and what they were doing. Moving on. Hangman. So we have somebody that did something sneaky behind the scenes to affect your money. And they did it to keep you stuck in the past. And guys, we have readers out here saying that someone is stuck in the past. But yet, they're not going to tell you the mind manipulation they tried to play to drag some heartache and bullshit out to keep you stuck in a box in the past. So you wouldn't see their bullshit, file lawsuits, or criminal charges. But you're going to come ahead. Because you know what? Unless you're just an idiot, well, you're not just going to lay down and die. And if you're a Capricorn, you're always going to lift that head up and keep moving forward. All right, moving on. So then we had the Seven of Earth. This all had to do with folks that saw someone coming up, putting in the hard work for a new beginning. All right, moving on. Wanted someone in hangman mode. Ah, yes, indeed. Look at that. Five of Air. They saw you deserved a reward. They saw you were coming ahead. They seen it. They saw it. Ooh-wee. They did a lot of sneaky sneak. They did a lot of sneaky sneak to keep that money from growing, to keep you in hangman mode, family, folks. And then we have the Ten of Air. There's that new beginning. And they wanted to put that Ten of Swords over that new beginning. Some of these are narcissists that simply did not want to see you shine. Because this is the type of narcissist that if you shine, people will see who I am. People will see that maybe I'm corrupt, this image I portray. You know, that perfect image that I portray. While I talk shit to other people about who they are and how their image isn't quite so good, it's tarnished. But yet, this is the demons that wore the mask. Look at that. All right, moving on. We have the Seven of Air, the Four of Pentacles. Let's get a different deck. Let's see. What is the divine telling us to go with? So we have some family, friends, foes, some fake Christians, some fake family, some fake folks in our YouTube community. Gluttony, greed. Six of Wands. This was done because they did not want you to have a victory. Those friends and foes, be it a lover, be it a family member, be it a child, be it a demon in a child's ear, they simply didn't want you to have a victory. Be it a black widow, be it a con artist with mental illness in the family. They did a lot of sneak behind the scenes in double energy to an empress and a princess of coins. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. They did not want to see you succeed. They did not want to see you come forward. They did a lot of networking, elbow rubbing, and vicious con artist crap behind the scenes to see you fail, to take you down, to make sure you didn't get a reward. Here's the sneaky sneak. And here's the reward. Here's the victory. But you see, what they failed to realize was who you were. So while they were doing sneaky things to interfere with your coins, you still get the victory. Divine sees all. Imagine that. All right, so then we had the Three of Earth, contracts, Hangman. They wanted to keep you from moving forward. They wanted to keep you stuck in a box of who they portrayed you were. And then every time you had something to say, because it was like someone, let's go back and refer to it instead of a box. Let's refer to it as a pressure cooker. They wanted to put the lid on it and build the pressure. So when the valve went off and the pressure was released, they could say, look, see, she's crazy. She's crazy. That's why we had to do what we did to prevent her money from growing. That's why we had to do what we did to keep her new beginning from happening. Let's put that 10 of swords. Let's make sure no one knows the sneaky sneak we did behind the scenes to affect her money. Let's make sure no one knows we paid peers in the tarot community to slander, hold back, apply pressure. Dumbasses. All right, moving on. So then we had the Three of Coins, the contracts, and the Hangman. This was friends, foes, fakes, con artists, criminals, black widows that worked together over several states from different directions. North, east, west, to try to infiltrate and cause someone's, let's say, little empire to sink from within. And how can we do that to make it sink from within? Mind games. Divine seen all. All right, moving on. These are folks that would have thought, oh, you don't deserve that money. For everything they preach, the Bible they thump, I would call that hypocrisy. To say you don't deserve that money because of who I'm trying to portray you are. When, the truth be told, it was vindictive, demonic demons that struck out at you to portray who you were and add pressure to the pot so they wouldn't be seen for her who they were. Gluttonous, greedy, black widowish, con artist, drug addictish folks. All right, moving on. So what do you have for us divine on the contracts and the Hangman? Someone wanted to keep you still, keep you in the pressure cooker. So when the cooker blew and the valve went off, they could say you was crazy. They could say you was having tower moments when basically you was just giving them a good old George cussing. All right, moving on. Next, we have the 10 of coins. Look there. So this was about money. This was about con artists, convicts, drug addicts, black widows, jealousy, and envy to keep one woman from getting to her 10 of Pentacles. To keep one woman from having a victory. Did a lot of sneaky sneak behind the scenes. A lot of people worked together. Couple Capricorns, Scorpio, Cancer, couple Pisces, Taurus. Quite a few folks jumped on the bandwagon. But what they didn't expect, that 7 of Earth, that person that was working for their reward, putting in the work, how they tried to manipulate that person's work, if that person worked, how that person got their money. They didn't expect the divine to turn it around to where now they are in hangman mode. All that drug money, all the money they was making by conning people, trying to sell people's land that didn't belong to them, trying to inject people with insulin because they had life insurance policies on them. Ooh, and you thought the divine didn't see it. Booyah, baby. All right. So then we had what they were trying to affect. Someone's new beginning. They put the 10 of Swords. They tightened the clamp on the pressure cooker any way they could. Slandering your name, defamating your character, rubbing elbows, networking, paying people off, paying tarot readers. Woo-wee! They did a lot, baby. They did a lot. From the black SUV down to the 2-wheel vehicles, down to the jealous-ass racist co-worker, they did a lot. 10 of Cups. There was some family. Pros, cons, con artists, sick souls that did not want to see you have that victory. Family wanted to have a victory over you. And they tried by any means they could. Swindling, conniving, lying, thieving, setting you up. Doing everything they could to make sure you never came from the 4 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. Because they saw it. They knew it. They knew where you were headed. They knew you'd put in the hard work. And when you were exhausted from all of your hard work, they came in like vultures to pick the meat off the bone, baby. Moving on. All right. On that 10 of coins, we have the King of coins, the Emperor. This was someone else as well that felt they were the Emperor. They did not want you to reach. They didn't want you to have a contract. They didn't want you to reach the King of Pentacles, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. This could also be a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo that was headed to Emperor status. They didn't want you to have it. They felt you didn't deserve it. We had con artists, we had criminals, we had drug addicts, we had black widows that did everything they could. Well, those tables have turned. And now they feel the 3 of Swords. Butthurt, heartbroken, because now their livelihood, their drug sales, their life insurance policies, their pill pimping, everything they were doing has come to a halt. Because they thought they were going to get a victory. They thought they were going to hide who they were while they destroyed your life and put you in the pressure cooker. Snapped the lid tight and applied the pressure from all aspects in any and every way they could all around. From your income to your mental stability, right down to if you could afford some TP. What we have here, folks, is a pack of fucking fools. Moving on, we have a King of Cups in reverse. We have a Pisces backing out. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. That has decided that new beginning. They tried to put that 10 of swords in your back over. They've backed out. They've changed their mind because they possibly realized they could not sacrifice you. Either they could not sacrifice you, or they've realized the laws it falls under, RICO and organized, they want no part of. This is a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio now trying to distance theirself because they now realize all the people they paid, all the people they networked with, rubbed elbows with, said, I'm a Christian, I'm a good person, I'm a good man, I'm a good woman, I'm all that. That mask has been stripped. They now realize their money's been affected. Their mask has been stripped. Now they don't want no part of it. They're refusing to be affiliated with the same people they came against you with. Or either those people outcast this person. All right, guys, moving on. What else do you have for us, Spirit? What else do you have for us? This was jealousy. This was all demonic. All demonic. RICO, stalking, harassing, paying people to play with your mind online, paying people to play with your mind in the community. The Hierophant and the Six of Cups. Look at that. Isn't that something? Look at what all these people did to try to put you in a pressure cooker. They wanted you to be seen as someone you weren't. Hierophant, representing, of course, tradition, convention, expectations, but most of all, community. So we have an entire community that wanted to make sure you never receive that victory. On that Four of Earth, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, they did a lot of sneaky shit behind the scenes. Seven of Air, that they thought would never be seen. We know the Seven of Air represents what you thought you got away with. Victory. You thought you were going to have a victory over doing some sneaky con artist conniving bullshit behind the scenes to put someone in a pressure cooker so you could try to prove who they were and who you weren't. They involved family. What they didn't realize is how it would be seen. We have community and we have Six of Cups. So now we have some folks in the community being nostalgic over what they did to you. And as you know, I call this asses on fire and heads a-catching. So we have a lot of folks now that were out there, the forerunner at the front of the race, doing everything they could to sling the sword, apply the pressure, but now they're running. These yellow-belly, spineless cowards know. They know what they did. They're recognizing they put themselves in an organized position to be prosecuted. So now they're having sleepless nights. Now they're worried. They're worried that the real organized officials are going to move in and penalize and prosecute each and every one for the part they played in organizing their corrupt group to go against one person, which is highly against the law. They've now realized that. They're running, scrambling like their asses are on fire, their heads are catching, they're blocking Facebooks. Hush, hush. Don't say this, don't say that, don't let her know it was us. All right, moving on. So we had the contract. We had the Hangman. 10 of Coins. They wanted you stuck. They wanted pressure applied. King of Coins. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. And the Emperor. This could have been a Virgo and someone that feels as though they're an Emperor. This could have been a Capricorn, someone feels they're an Emperor. This could have been a Taurus, and someone feels they're an Emperor. This could have simply been someone of wealth that feels they are an emperor, that did a lot to hold you back, stop you in your tracks, bring their minions, their fools, and their foolery against you to apply pressure, to prevent you from having a new beginning because they could see where that new beginning was going. Yes, this was demonic. Especially when 90% of these people already had more than you. This was evil, demonic. People did this, though, to hide their crimes, their drug dealing, their con artists, their insurance theft, trying to sell land, shooting people up with insulin, pedophiles, criminals, drug dealers, organized crime. And when it wasn't organized, this was a pack of dumbasses because they organized to come against you, which is what's going to get their asses caught. All right, moving on. This was a lot of idiots. Some of them officials. All right, so they saw where that new beginning, they saw you headed straight toward that new beginning. They manipulated it. They wanted you heartbroken in hang woman mode. But those tables have turned because of the manipulation they did. Because they saw where your wheel of fortune was headed. They're now heartbroken because they now realize the position they put themselves in. And they are now in hangman mode. Their money's not turning like it was. Their drug deals aren't turning like it was. They're borrowing 10 pills from you and pay you 10 back at the first isn't going like it was. All of the corruption that was going on behind the scenes with all of the sneak isn't going like it was. Because the entire time, you stood in truth. Wow. Con artists, criminals, drug dealers, idiots, and folks that organize themselves to come against you were so ate up, seeing you move ahead into that new future, had their assholes wanting to dip snuff. Seeing you move forward brought out the demons, the envy, the jealousy, the spite, the vindictiveness, all over one woman. This wasn't just organized. This was a legion. All right, moving on, guys. So now they're in hangman mode. They did not expect their manipulation to flip on them. Oh, would you look at that? We have the sun in reverse. Oh, we have some yellow-bellied cowards wanting to sit back and cry now because of what they did. Their corruption, their sneaky sneak. We're the shit we hide behind our mask, and you're the bad guy. Has been seen. It has been seen how sneaky, corrupt, and demonic they were. So now they're laying in their beds praying to the same God they said they worshipped when they applied pressure. When they applied pressure to make you look insane, make you go insane, affect your money, affect your livelihood, affect your activities of daily living. This is divine corruption. Let me see. You organized crime, organized together to go against God? Yeah, that's some idiots. Same idiots that said they believed in God. Same idiots that said, if I'm smiling, I'm thinking about it. If I'm grinning, I've already done it. Well, yeah, I would see where that's demonic. And they're still posting Jesus memes, whatever you call them. Anyhow, moving on. So we had the future they saw, the wheel of fortune they saw you were moving toward, and they didn't like it. Their greed, their envy, their vindictiveness, and their jealousy saw all the hard work you put in and where you were going. They wanted to put a stop to that. So they organized. And then some coward got scared. Some coward is scared. Some coward's worried. They may live out their final days in the penitentiary. All right, so what do we have? What do we have on your future? And the Ten of Swords, the new beginning, and what they tried to do to you. Oh, look at that, the Six of Coins. They were paying people. See the hand? See all the hands that were getting paid? They were in magician mode, trying to manifest that Ten of Swords and apply all the pressure they could. Queen of Swords, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Paid folks to manifest. And it was also their chariot and their image could keep moving forward. Yep. I do see the karma train coming on this one straight from the divine. All right. So, we know why they did it. We pretty much know who did it. Tell us a little more about it, Spirit. Tell us a little more about it. The corruption. Page of Cups in reverse. We know the Page of Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. In reverse, of course, this is somebody that was butthurt. This is someone that was in a childish energy. Little demon with a dagger. All right, moving on. Little demon was butthurt. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Six of Swords. They wanted to move on to calmer waters. And the only way they felt, this clout chaser, this ass kisser, this is somebody that sways with the wind, probably doesn't have a pot to piss in, window to throw it out of. Clothes on their back. But this is somebody that felt for them to move to calmer waters, save face, hold that mask tight. They felt they had to apply pressure on you, slander, connive, con, so they could save face and move forward. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So we know the main character, one of the main characters, was Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. We have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Someone stopped sharing with them. We know that stands for balance, sometimes judicial, balance in the scales, sharing with folks in poverty, giving, receiving, and being generous. So someone stopped being generous. And there was a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio that was ass hurt, that decided they wanted to gang up other people to destroy your life so they could save face. So they could save face, move forward, and continue to wear the mask so people would not see they were a fucking demon. The main reason they were pissed is because you stopped giving to the situation. All right, moving on. Who else was involved? Who else was involved? Hang on, guys. All right. We have the Seven of Pentacles. I don't know if we may not use it. I don't know if it came out in reverse or not, because when I picked it up on the backside and wasn't looking at it. But upright, this is someone you stopped working with, stopped helping. And in reverse, they saw there was no longer any reward there. So they chose to slander you, defamate your character, and target you. All right, now, who else? Who else? We have a lot of Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. There could have been a couple Capricorns involved, a Pisces involved, Queen of Pentacles. There was a Queen of Pentacles involved. Someone who works, brings in their own money, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. And what was her reason? What was their reason? Page of Pentacles. They wanted to go, they didn't want to lose. They didn't want to go from the Queen of Pentacles to the Page of Pentacles. It could have been something they did that brought them to the Queen of Pentacles, and they didn't want people to see what they did that brought them from the Page of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles. So we have some Capricorns that were involved, one, possibly two. We have a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio that was involved. The Magician. They didn't want people to see how they manifested it. They didn't want people to see what they did. And that's why the Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo targeted you. We know the Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio targeted you because you stopped giving. You stopped working with that person. There was nothing more for them to gain there, so they wanted to burn down the house, metaphorically. All right, we have the Eight of Swords. There was a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius that wanted to keep you stuck. Could have possibly had some folks in their ear. Wanted you restricted, wanted you to go to jail. Then they celebrated it. They celebrated putting you in the pressure cooker. They celebrated, they laughed, hee-heed, ha-ha, giggled, organized other folks to come against you, sat back, laughed, got their shits, kicks, and giggles out of it while they tried to destroy your life again so they could protect their image. They wanted you arrested. What do we have? The fucking fool. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Someone that had no idea exactly how far their bullshit would go. And they didn't care. They didn't care whose life they destroyed. They didn't care who got hurt. They didn't care who lost, as long as they won. Because they celebrated it. They celebrated their victory long before the cycle was ever ended, and it was truly a victory. All right, so we have Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, possibly a couple Capricorns that wanted to hide their deceit, their corruption, their con. We have a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio that wanted to move on to calmer waters, save face, slandered your name because you stopped working with them and stopped giving to the situation. There was no growth there to come anymore. We have a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius that celebrated taking a leap of faith to put the Ten of Swords in your back. Stop your growth, stop your forward movement, stop your fortune, stop your future. They made that choice. They made that choice in front of a lot of other people, involved a lot of other people. Again, for shits giggles, it's the kind of person that I'm going to have to step on you. I'm going to have to destroy your life so I can keep shining so people don't see who I am. So people don't see what I did. So people don't see how shitty my soul is. All right, so then we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the Queen of Cups in reverse. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Wheel of Fortune. So there was someone else involved, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, with this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, that is now in reverse because they're worried about their fucking future. They're worried about their Wheel of Fortune and what they did coming to light. Con artist. We have Ace of Wands on the bottom. Again, new beginning. So they couldn't stop your new beginning, which is what they tried to do. The Blessing and the King of Swords. So there could still be an official that is going to bring in your justice and you are still going to get your blessing. Or this could also have to do with them involving the judicial system because they didn't want you to get that blessing. All right, was there anyone else involved? We have a Five of Swords over here on the Page of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. There were a couple Capricorns that did a lot of manipulation to save face, to keep from going to jail, and to try to keep it hid what they did in the dark. Anyone else? Look at that. Hit the floor, guy. 9 of Wands. Someone is no longer burdened. Everything these people did to put you in a pressure cooker, close the lid, apply the pressure, and sit back, watch, giggle, laugh, shits and giggles, and wait for you to blow. You're no longer burdened by it. They knew they would pull you out of character. You would speak your piece. This is the same old mind games that dope hoes, bikers, and con artists have played for many, many years. And a lot of them did it behind the scenes, sneaky sneak, under the light of the moon, because they thought it would never come to light. How they ganged up, band up, clicked up, involved officials, and tried to destroy your fucking life. All right, so let's see, guys. What's coming for them? What's coming for them? We already know because of what they did. It was very ungodly. It was demonic for every one of them. And there were some Christians involved, so-called Christians. We have hypocrisy here. We have fake, fraud, con artists, organized crime, drug addicts, crimes, the moon. They did it in the dark, behind the scenes, and thought you would never know. These are a lot of people that claned up together to save their own images, to hide their corruption, to hide their filth, to hide what they had band together as demons. We had strength. They tried to target your strength. We have the hangman. They tried to keep you in hangman mode. We have the Queen of Swords in reverse, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, that can now no longer do this, or possibly will in the near future no longer be able to. We have the Knight of Wands. We know the Knight of Wands is someone that was a lusty, free spirit, self-assured. So, Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, lusty spirit, confident in what they were trying to do. The world, beginnings and endings, and proposal. They made many proposals, but they still weren't able to stop. What do we have on the bottom? The devil. They were in devil energy and possibly tried to stop Capricorn. This was a lot of people that came together for a lot of reasons. Most of it was corruption, deceit, filth. Just filthy, disgusting souls that organized, planned up, clicked up, networked, elbowed, paid people, convinced people, manipulated people to all come for one person. Because they wanted to put you in the pressure cooker, they wanted to watch you blow, and they wanted to try to prove who you were. And again, if this happened to you, engage your backbone, hold your head up, and keep moving forward, baby. As far as my case, and people trying to prove who I was, what'd you prove? What'd you prove? That I'm a 53-year-old woman that's had sex before? Wait, let me see. Wait. Doesn't the rest of the world do that too? Go figure. What else did you prove? That I earned my own money? What else did you prove? That I'm hardworking? That I deserved the future I was headed to? And you tried to snatch that away from someone? That all these demons, just like that dream I had, of all these people stabbing me with their little daggers, which would be how each and every one slandered, defamated, came at, targeted, and tried to apply pressure. While they're pretending, you see, what children represent is innocence. And I thought it odd that that part of the dream never hit me until now. They tried to portray their innocence while they flipped it from reader to reader to reader to reader so you couldn't pinpoint who was doing it. While it went through the family, this one paid, that one paid, that one paid, so you couldn't figure out who was doing it. While they all spun around you, just like the children in the dream, who you would see as a child. And as they would turn, you could see the demon on their face. You would see the dagger in their hand. It all happened just like in my dream. They portrayed their innocence while they spun around you and laughed at you, stabbed you with the dagger, and spun off. So now I know who also was trying to tell me something. The sister that was floating above me as I lay there flat on my back on the concrete, feeling the life drain out of me. And that's what every one of them wanted. It wasn't just about saying you're crazy. It was about siphoning the life and the essence right out of you so they could portray you as someone you was not. While they kept spinning, kept smiling, kept laughing, and kept stabbing you with their little daggers. Just like in my dream. Now, what do we call that? A fucking prophecy. So let's see the rest of the dream as you're lying there, about to meet your demise, and you look up and you see that semi coming, and you hear that horn, womp, womp, as it's headed down its path, and it veers off and blows right through someone's home and rips it to shreds as shrapnel flies everywhere and that judgment horn comes down. So what does that tell me? The prophecy is going to be fulfilled. Everyone that had a hand in this, they're going to be putting their lives back together, because karma is going to rip their ass apart. Judgment is going to rip their ass apart for what they did to me. Everyone in YouTube land, everyone in the community, folks in the family, the Christians, the hypocrites, everyone who had a hand in spinning, laughing, turning, in childish character, trying to look innocent, but yet in demonic energy, stabbed you with that dagger, applied that pressure, tried to prove who you was. Baby, that's a prophecy. And that prophecy is going to be fulfilled. People are going through karma right now as we speak. All right, let's see what else the divine has for us. If that's not enough to tell y'all, back off, then you're ignorant to continue. And you're going to get exactly what you deserve. Because now when I sit back and I look at all of it, and I look at how my sister from the other side, who had already passed away, floated above me while all of this happened. And she wasn't looking down with scorn. She was smiling. She was smiling because she knew that that judgment horn was going to blow. And a lot of people were going to pay the penalty for what they did. So, let me tell you what that conclusion that brings me to. I'm not even worried about raising hell over it anymore. Same thing I knew all along. I knew that was my dream. I knew that was my prophecy. I knew all of the paranormal activity was leading to something. And that something was the fulfillment of that prophecy. That something was to tell me, to direct me and lead me to get my son out of South Carolina, where he was at the hands of folks that were trying to murder him. That's what the paranormal activity was about. The dream was to tell me what was coming before it ever happened. How all of these demons that would try to play coy of innocence, as they spun around me, laughed at me, and stuck daggers in me. She stood there floating, looking beautiful as an angel, with the dress flowing around her, her hair flowing, while I was tortured. Tortured by people that tried to portray their innocence, while they acted as children. Spun around me, laughed, hee-haw, shits and giggles, stabbed you with the dagger, and then dance around as the next one came up and did it as well. So this I have to say to you. You tried to hide what you did in YouTube. You tried to hide what you did in the community. You tried to hide what you did to me, how you targeted me. Baby, you can't hide it. You can't hide it. Because I know in my heart and soul that dream was a prophecy. My dream was a prophecy. So, Sage, I don't know how long, baby, you're going to try to hide the hand you played. I know you're a damn liar. Because the dream did happen. The prophecy did happen. Which tells me the rest of it is going to happen as well. So again, if you're dumb enough to go against God and keep trying to fulfill whatever it was you were trying to accomplish, I can tell you now it's not going to work. I can tell you now, everyone that had a hand in this, in their immature demonic energy that spun around, hee-hawed, laughed, giggled, stabbed out with their little dagger, judgment's coming. Judgment's coming. Now, I'm not quite sure yet just what the significance of the double-wide trailer was, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. I know one part of what it does mean is larger capacity. So it's bigger. It's bigger than my capacity here. But what I do know is that dream has came true. 6 years. Let's see. 2019, 2020, 4, 5, 6. And you know everything is, the most significant numbers are 7, 3, and 10. And it started in 2018. That would make 7 years. Yeah. Which means now it's time for judgment. Yeah. There's going to be 3 years of people having a pound of flesh extracted before we get to the 10 years of the cycle. And then either a different path is taking, a different routine is started, a new beginning, a new cycle. So, for those who did the spinning around, the laughing, the hee-hawing for the shits and the giggles, judgment's coming. If you're not already going through it, you're fixing to. All right, moving on. So, let's see what kind of culprits we were dealing with. We already know the zodiac signs. We already know what they did. Some folks are angry. They were angry simply over your activities of daily living. We have some folks that are jealous of their friends and try to hide it, which is little demons. We had a lot of folks that dealt with others' energies. We had drug addicts. You believe me now when I tell you my dreams come true? Not that I ever had to prove it to you. What else do you have for us, Divine? So, Sage, either you were at the hand of this and you paid people, or someone paid you. The same way, y'all helped Vision Goddess with the bullshit she talked about, the 2 old men. The same way, Bowman's Cove. The same way, Mary Smith. There was a lot of you that knew what was going on. There was a lot of you that danced around the subject and struck out with your daggers. So we have some folks that are going to need an attorney. Now I'm going to have to ponder some more what that double wide means, other than larger capacity, which would mean this happened on a larger scale, and Judgment Day is coming for every one of them, for everyone that had a demonic hand in this. All right, what else do we have? Some folks did it simply for the adventure of it, simply for the shits, giggles, and laughs. Some folks are pointing the fingers, blaming others when they were the culprits as well. What else do you have for us? What else do you have for us? What else do you have for us? This was family, friends, fake friends, demonic beings. Someone was protective or is trying to protect themselves, and some folks are trying to outrun their karma. Judgment Horn. I need to get my card that says that. Judgment Horn. So, we see what happened here. How we tried to pull someone out of character, target someone, defamate someone, say who someone was, affect someone's future, affect someone's choices, someone's options, and someone's money. And for all that was involved, per the dream, the prophecy, the horn's blown and the judgment's coming. And it's a possibility it's already been blown. I would like to say March. March makes it a solid 7 years. And if all hell hasn't broke loose yet, which we can already see it has, on that 7-year mark, get ready for your judgment. Because if it hasn't came in the 3rd month of the 25th year, 5 and 2 is 7, your judgment starts. The horn will be blown. All right, guys. Addie J, that's speaking on my dream, speaking on the demonic things that were done in the community, how a lot of folks tried to put someone in a pressure cooker, how they fulfilled the prophecy, how they fulfilled the prophecy of what they did. A lot of them were on YouTube. A lot of them were in the community. A lot of them tried to portray they were innocent while they acted in childish behaviors and thought no one would see the demonic entity on them, attached to them, because they tried to portray that was you. The family member from the other side that watched over all of this happen was the sister. And the one thing that sister wanted for you was what? Love. Simply love. A lot of people did this for a lot of different reasons, and some of it was love, because they didn't want to see you have it. It had to do with your money, keeping you pinned down, keeping you held back, keeping you oppressed, keeping you from this new beginning, keeping you from a better future. A lot of it had to do with doing those things to you so the innocent child, the innocent they tried to prove they were in their childish behavior, was never seen for the demonic souls they were, and how they kept stabbing you with those daggers. So, again, I say to you, that was a dream I had and a prophecy that is being fulfilled. So all I can say to any of you, because, I ain't going to stress over it anymore, I know what happened. I know who I am. Hell, I know I'm not crazy. And now I know why I experienced the paranormal activity. Now I know why my sister was floating above me in that dream as the end was coming to me and my life was literally draining from me. That people had literally sucked the essence of my life from me. So this I say to you, if you do believe in God and you keep pushing it and you keep doing it, well, baby, all I can tell you is get ready. Get ready to face the judgment. Because what happened was on a godly scale. It was. For someone to come to me, for this paranormal activity to take place, and for someone to come to me in this dream and show me what was going to happen. Because that dream was had long before this BS ever took place. So, like I say, in March makes 7 years, which would be the mark of the end of a cycle. 7, 3, and 10. So, for the 7 years of what you all did, there's going to be 3 years of pure hell of having a pound of flesh extracted back from you. At which point, we will hit a 10-year cycle and reset. Believe it? Don't believe it. But the dream is true. The dream was a prophecy. And the dream has came true. And every one of you know it because of your actions. All right? That's what I have to say, guys. So, what I say to you is this. Yes, we do have loved ones that watch over us, that know what's coming. Some of us do not pay attention to the signs, the synchronicities, and what we see. And I want you to know around that same time, I kept seeing a cardinal out my kitchen window. And around that same time, just out of the blue, my son came home with me one day and gave me a little garden stake that was a cardinal. And when I put it in the ground and I saw it glow at night, it reminded me of that same sister. It's amazing. This is also the same sister that knew who these corrupt people were. Yes, indeed. Look at God. Look at God. Every one of you that had a hand in this. Baby, sword and cross. Judgment's coming. Addie G. Peace out.